Yes, so I met Aaron Bushnell in basic training, and from the first day that I met him, I could tell that he was just a really sweet person. I could tell very quickly that he had a strong sense of justice. We became friends, and whenever people in basic training would talk about me or would talk about him, we would stick up for each other, and he always stuck up for me. And I did end up getting out as a conscientious objector, and we spoke throughout that process. And at the time that I began to make headway with the process and it began to near its end, I got out in July of 2023. He felt like he was already close enough to his own end date that he decided not to take the same path. And I understood that because the conscientious objector process can take over a year. And so I knew that he was still in, and then he went to do SkillBridge in Ohio, and that's when I met him in Toledo on January 5th. And that was the first time I'd seen him since basic training, and it was unfortunately the last time I saw him. And of course, you know, the other day I heard what had happened, so. Yeah.
And our deepest condolences to you, by the way, Levi. When you heard, did you first hear that a man had self-immolated and then hear that it was Aaron?
Yes, so I had just seen the headlines. I don't think I had even clicked one and read anything yet. And yeah, Monday, a friend of mine reached out to me, and she knew that I had been a conscientious objector, knew that I had been in the Air Force, and knew that just the story in general might be difficult for me. She had no idea that I knew him. And she was the one who ultimately texted me his name, and I just immediately broke down and called her. And I said, that was my friend. I went to basic training with him. And she comforted me, and I just thought about all the conversations we'd had. I went back to the last text message I got from him, and I just wept.
And Levi, in those conversations, did you get a sense of why Aaron initially decided to join the military and how his views evolved about the U.S. military?
Yes, I know when we first talked, we shared similar goals and interests in the military. We wanted to sort of get out of our bubble, to explore the United States, to explore the world, to meet people from other backgrounds. And so I remember when we both found out where we were stationed, it was kind of ironic. I found out I'd be stationed in Minot Air Force Base, and he found out he was going to be going back to Lackland, where we went to basic training. And so we both felt like maybe we were going to explore a little bit less than we thought, but we were ready for our careers. And I know that over the years, both of us shifted, of course, in our beliefs regarding war, largely because of what we saw in the military, largely because of the things that we learned because we were a part of it. And I know that he and I both were encouraged by people on YouTube that were writing video essays about social justice movements in the United States.
Would Aaron have described this as suicide?
No, absolutely not.
Explain.
It was, he didn't have thoughts of suicide. He had thoughts of justice. That's what this was about. It wasn't about his life. It was about using his life to send a message.